ABC31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. The Alexandria Bar Association and Louisiana State Bar Association presented this year's opening of court ceremony in Rapides Parish this morning. Details in our big story tonight. New attorneys were introduced, and those with 50 or more years of experience and who are no longer with us were recognized. One attorney is presented each year with the Causidicus Award, which recognizes an outstanding member of the bar who has contributed to the profession of law and the community.
I'm honored to receive this award. It's given once a year by the Bar Association to older lawyers who have supposedly distinguished themselves in the practice of law. I still am engaged in the active practice of law. I go to work every day, and although I'm retired from the district attorney's office, I still enjoy the practice of law, and I enjoy appearing before the courts or trying cases. So that's what I do.
James Downs has been practicing law for 51 years and served as district attorney and assistant district attorney, holding each position for 12 years. He says he is thankful to see that the bar has grown in both number and diversity since he began his career. A teen was arrested this morning after an armed standoff on Dixie Lane. 18-year-old Israel Mayu is charged with assault and battery, assault with a firearm, false imprisonment, and aggravated assault on a peace officer with a firearm. Police say family members tell them he became violent after he had tried to take his mom's prescription medication. They say he threatened her and others with a knife and a shotgun. Officers say they established a perimeter and used their hostage negotiation team to talk him out of the home. An Opelousas man pleads guilty in federal court to a firearm offense. 28-year-old Willie Jamal Reynolds admitted to possession of a gun by a convicted felon. He faces up to 10 years in prison, though no sentencing date has been set so far. We are now beginning to feel a hint of fall in the air. Meteorologist Ross Whitley is here with a first look at our forecast.
Yeah, it definitely felt like fall out there today. Absolutely picture perfect weather. 82 degrees, low humidity. We even got down to 67 tonight or last night. We're going to get even colder than that tonight. Even cool enough out there with a low humidity that I suggest even turning off the AC, cracking the window open, and sleeping with the window open, because it's going to be that nice as we wake up tomorrow morning. We'll continue to see the nice weather on the way, at least for the next couple of days. And then, of course, the heat will return. I'll let you know when that's going to happen coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ross. Yesterday evening, the Rapides Parish Police Jury and School Board decided on how much of a tax exemption a company can get. The board approved a tax exemption for plastic pack, which passed 5-4. Clico Economic Development Manager Rick Ranson spoke to the board, sharing his plans if the exemption was declined. While the board approved that exemption, they decided to set standards for how future exemptions should be handled. The school board will determine those standards for future exemption approvals at their September 19th Finance Committee meeting. Alexandria International and the Allen Parish Airport in Oakdale are recipients of grants from the federal government. It includes more than $9 million to be used in Alexandria for noise mitigation, and in Oakdale, almost $500,000 is to be used to improve the runway, the taxiway, and the terminal apron. The Sendla Chamber of Commerce Military Affairs Committee works with Fort Polk and the Louisiana National Guard to encourage businesses to offer discounts to military members and their families. These discounts help to make Alexandria and Pineville an attractive place for military families to shop, dine, and enjoy cultural activities.
We'll do anything to help the spouses, especially with their husbands deployed. And you have to understand that they can't do much until they get their kids in school. And they got to be home by the time they get out of school. And if some of them are nursing young ones at home, so we're flexible. We'll do whatever we can to help them.
And for more information on how to be a part of the Military Affairs Committee, you can call the Chamber of Commerce. Mike the Tiger now has a plush version of himself, but his handlers are asking the public to keep those away from his new home. WBRZ's Bess Casserly has the story.
These plush versions of Mike the 7th have been flying off shelves at the LSU Sports Shop. But now Mike's handlers are asking the public not to bring them near the habitat.
We didn't realize that stuffed animals were an issue.
Since Mike is still a cub, he's extremely playful and reacts to everything around him.
Actually, I've seen him just a few days ago. He was playing with a little kid, you know, so I could imagine for an animal it'd be a lot different.
Mike!
Mike's handlers are worried about the young tiger reacting to the stuffed animals in a way that could harm him. He could possibly chip a tooth on his glass enclosure, which can be disastrous for tigers, interfering with their eating and even causing death.
Well, he's still a baby and we don't want to upset him. So we don't want to make him mad. We like him. He's cute. We want to keep him. So.
Another concern, dogs. Signs saying no pets have been around for years, but when I spoke to dog owners, it seemed like no one had ever seen them.
It's the first time that we've seen the no pet sign, that completely understand where they're coming from. So we won't bring Duke by Mike's cage again.
But everyone agreed that both rules were in Mike's best interest.
I think it's something that everybody should be cautious about. I mean, he is a wild animal.
Transforming communities was the topic of importance at the 2017 Rapides Foundation Symposium. The symposium welcomed about 3,700 students from around central Louisiana, and acclaimed author Wes Moore was the featured speaker. Moore spoke to the students about the power of education and leadership and their impact on improving our community.
You know, I think particularly with where the students are right now, we're starting off a new school year, but we're starting off a new school year in a sense of context that there are parts of the country right now that are having real challenges and real difficulties. What becomes the students' responsibility of not just making it a successful school year for them, but making it a successful year for all of us, and that they have a role in that. So I feel like we were able to not just share the message, but make the impact that we were hoping for.
Moore has been a mentor for several years and uses his personal story of overcoming adversity through education, embracing personal responsibility, and becoming an inspirational leader to engage audiences. On top of being a mentor and successful public speaker, he is a decorated combat veteran, chief executive officer, founder, and more. Last Wednesday, a local nurse joined the Cajun Navy to help rescue Harvey victims in Texas, but what he experienced was far more than he bargained for. Taylor Moore, an ICU nurse at the Rapides Medical Regional Center, risked his life trying to rescue a man on a bridge around 3 in the morning, only to find that man did not want to be rescued. Moore tells us after leaving to find more people to rescue, his boat was caught up in a swift current and it nearly capsized after getting stuck in a bridge guardrail. He made it out after several attempts.
We ended up driving towards him, and as it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, we couldn't really see how bad the current was near that area, and the boat ended up getting sucked into the guardrail that was near the guy, and the boat got pinned into the guardrail, and as the current picked up, the top edge of the boat ended up going underneath the guardrail, pinning the top rail of the boat to the water almost, and the right side of the boat went up in the air. And it was just a constant struggle to break the boat free off of that guardrail. And the current was continually increasing as well as the water was rising. And we were eventually able to finally get out of that situation. We were very glad to walk away from that incident.
Moore says seeing everyone come together in such a traumatic time makes it all worth it, and he would go all over again.
To you, it's just an old coat, but to an underprivileged child, it's a warmer winter. Please help us collect coats for kids before the cold months get here. You can drop off new or gently used coats at a location near you. All coats are cleaned and distributed right here in our community. The KLAX Coats for Kids Drive is sponsored by First Federal Bank, Southern Heritage Bank, Bank of Montgomery, Kramer Funeral Home, Take 5 Oil Change, South Park Cleaners, and LaSalle Printing and Office Supply.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Ross Whitley, looking at a radar and satellite, and things all clear out there. Cold front pushed through the region, and you can even see it in the higher clouds here, the nice slant to the south of New Orleans down there, and the clouds going off to the east. That's where the cold front is, and it's continuing to push down into the Gulf of Mexico. So we do now have Hurricane Katia down toward the Bay of Campeche, but it's going to continue moving south into Mexico. Nothing for us to worry about. Really, our weather's pretty nice over the next couple of days. And honestly, we don't even have rain in the forecast for the next 7 days. And looking at our temperatures today, well, 82 degrees was the official high. 82 in Natchitoches. Natchez only getting up to 79 degrees, didn't even break the 80-degree mark. Monroe at 80 as well. Shreveport around 81. Even the usual hot and steamy places down to our south only getting up to 82 and 83 degrees today. Absolutely gorgeous. Overnight tonight, we're going to be challenging a record low. The forecast low is 56. If we make it to 55, we will have a new record for our low tonight. Clear and cool conditions, no cloud cover to speak of, and the winds will be a slight breeze out there from about 5 to 7 miles per hour out of the north, bringing that cool, calm, wonderful weather, and it's going to continue. More low humidity on the way for the day tomorrow as well. Plenty of sunshine, another fantastic day, and really, even as we go throughout the rest of the week, the forecast's not changing a whole lot, making my job pretty easy here. Pleasant and plenty of sun. Cannot argue with that, all thanks to high pressure system sliding in, going to take over and stay in control for several days to come. Now that cold front sliding down into Florida will be long gone out of our way by the time we reach tomorrow. Of course, this cold front is going to kind of get stuck there for the Floridians as Hurricane Irma heads in their direction, and it'll kind of put a pause on that cold front for them, but not going to be affecting us at all. Current track and thinking right now has shifted to the east a little bit from where it was yesterday, but it looks more and more likely like Miami is going to be in a rather dangerous zone. Now, one part to think about here is a 50-mile shift east or west will make a big difference for Florida. So if it shifts a little bit to the east, Florida likely getting a close shave. If it shifts 50 miles to the west, then other parts of Florida are going to be on the lookout as well. Here locally, not going to be affecting us as we go down the road. Really not even going to see any rain from this either. Now our forecast highs out there for the day tomorrow. Another beautiful day on the way, near 81 degrees, plenty of sunshine. And again, get out there and enjoy it while you can, because the temperatures will start to return back to normal as we get into next week. We'll see that heat and humidity start returning. But once again, no rain in the 7-day forecast. Scott?
All right, thank you, Ross. The U.S. House votes on self-driving car legislation, and there's a new top app on Apple's App Store. Jane King is at the NASDAQ market site with those stories and more in today's Tech Reports.
The House of Representatives will vote today on allowing more self-driving car testing on the road. Specifically, the bill would speed up development of self-driving cars, and it would bar states from blocking the vehicles. Automakers and tech companies, including General Motors and Waymo, have been pushing for new federal rules making it easier to deploy self-driving technology. And Tinder, currently the highest grossing app on the App Store, it's beaten out rivals including Pandora, Netflix, and Candy Crush to claim the chart's top spot. Tinder's surge to the top comes after the introduction of a new feature called Tinder Gold last week. Well, U-Haul has launched its largest tech initiative in 20 years. It's a new around-the-clock level of service that allows customers to pick up, pay, and return trucks 24/7 through their smartphone, and also live verify vetting technology. Truck Share 24/7 is what it's called. It's the largest tech initiative since U-Haul went online in the 90s. And Google has updated its Street View cameras for the first time in 8 years. Wired says the new camera rig will help capture photos that are clearer, higher in resolution, and more vivid in color. The software can also identify business names and logos. From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
All right, we are just about out of time, so thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your night.
Hi, everybody. This is the voice of the Tigers, Jim Hawthorne, inviting you to watch Inside LSU Football, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors on this affiliate of the LSU Sports Television Network every week during the season. We'll have all the highlights, exclusive locker room access you won't see anywhere else, and features that will give you the inside story on your Fighting Tigers football team.
Inside LSU Football. Join us Sundays at 10 on KLAX TV. Brought to you in part by Take 5 Oil Change.
Wait, whoa!
Oh, I can't get enough of this video.
Right This Minute is TV's #1 daily viral video show. Right This Minute.
Coming this fall on KLAX TV.